Imagine that you are playing baseball and there are no rules. Like you and the other team just agree that the game will be more fun if you don't have all these restrictions. And so you play a game of baseball with no rules. So, 3 strikes. Hey, just keep pitching. I want more than just 3 attempts, right? Okay, kind of change that rule. Maybe you ground it and it's foul, and hey, that's a home run now. Now we're calling that a home run. Or you hit it down the first baseline. Well, you want to run to third. Don't run to first. The ball's already there. So I'm going to run to third. And if I bunt, it's a home run. And if I run backwards, it's worth 10 points. And, it would just be kind of chaos. You could pick up first base and move it to the outfield. Maybe you play with, a bowling ball. Maybe I'm going to pitch that at you. If there are no rules to baseball, it won't be long before it stops being baseball, right? If you can do anything and there are no rules, then it actually is no longer baseball. Baseball is what you call it when you play this one particular game by these particular rules. Now, think about how just famous of a sport baseball is. It's the national pastime, right? Everybody loves to go to a baseball game. We love to play it. We love to watch it. It's a blast. But you may have never stopped to consider the fact that we only like baseball because it has rules. If it didn't have those rules, it would not be baseball. It would be chaos, and it would be frustrating because you could always be changing the way everything works. You would be impossible to practice it or get good at it if the rules can change as well. So it wouldn't be a fun thing to play or watch. It would just be a mess. It would be an absolute mess. That is what rules do, is they actually take things that are a mess and they make them fun and enjoyable. But we never think about rules in that way. We've kind of been conditioned by society to think of rules as things that take away fun. They don't want you to have fun. That's why there's rules. And if we got rid of the rules, things would be more fun. This is the original lie told by the serpent in the garden is, hey, you've got this one rule, Adam and Eve, you guys got one rule. Let me tell you why that's there. It's there to keep you from having fun. Let's just break that rule and things will be more fun. This is the original lie. It's nothing new. I got that baseball analogy about rules from Billy Graham. I watched a video on YouTube of Billy Graham on the Woody Allen show. And you go look it up. It's phenomenal. Billy Graham just, Woody Allen is talking about how he's not a Christian because basically he wants to have more fun and be able to sleep with a lot of people. That's what he's implying. And it's funny and there's laughter. And then Billy Graham hits him with this truth. Like, you're actually not having more fun. Your absence of rules and restrictions is making your life chaotic. It's making it a mess. It's the rules that actually make it fun. Now, our entire society has been structured to make us think the opposite. And it's been structured like that ever since the Garden of Eden, ever since the lie that breaking God's rules will make life more enjoyable. We're still being told that today on commercials and media all over the internet. The lie is this. The lie is, if you get rid of God's rules, if you get rid of his morality, his standards for how to live, then your life will be more fun. The implication is sexual activity outside of marriage is going to be more fun for you. That's the lie, right? So I don't want to be a Christian because I don't want all these rules. I don't want these restrictions. A famous atheist once said, I don't want some cosmic deity peering into my bedroom telling me what I can and can't do. Exactly. That's why so many people reject God, is because they want to be in charge of their own life. They want to create their own rules because they think that God's rules will make the game less fun. Nothing could be further from the truth. You take any game, any sport, Monopoly, imagine it without the rules. It's chaos. It's not a game anymore. It's just madness. It's a mess. Same goes for any game, any sport, any competition. Same goes for business. There are rules. There are laws. That's what make it possible to create a business and to succeed, is we have these agreed upon laws. The same thing is true with every aspect of life when you think about it. Crossing the street is only possible because there are laws, and breaking laws has consequences. We want those laws in place. We don't want our loved ones run over by drivers when they're trying to cross the street without any accountability, without any punishment for breaking that law. That law says, don't run over people with your car. And when people break that law, they go to jail. Laws make life enjoyable. From sports to board games to crossing the street to starting and running a business. Without the laws, without the rules, there's chaos and madness. Well, the same is true with our sex lives. The lie is that it's going to be more fun without rules. Actually, without the rules, it's a mess. It's chaos. We have things like abortion. This is a result of breaking a law that God gave us. Sex is only between one man and one woman within the covenant of marriage for a lifetime. That's it, period. Well, what about in this situation? Well, what about over in this category? What about? No, it's a very simple rule. And every time we break those rules, thinking that it will create a more enjoyable life for us, more fun, we find actually heartache, wounds, scars, sickness, disease, broken hearts. Just think about it. There would be no debate about abortion if people were just keeping the laws in the first place. Just don't have sex until you're married, and you stay married to one person for one lifetime. End of the abortion problem right there. What about all of the STDs? What about AIDS? Well, if these things start, I know that people listening today don't understand necessarily the history of AIDS, but AIDS began as a purely sexually transmitted disease amongst people that were living homosexual lifestyles. Then it began to spread out from that through blood transfusions and through sex with prostitutes, and then it's spread into mainstream. But that's not how it began. It was an affliction on homosexual communities. STDs. We would never have to worry about STDs if we played by God's rules. If you didn't have sex until you got married, and then you had sex with that one person for the rest of your life, guilt-free, disease-free, abortion-free, great sex. By the way, you know, another thing that makes sex better if we keep all the rules is there's no comparison. Hard to even imagine that in our society. If you had never had sex with anyone else, or if you had never watched any pornography, you would have no comparison in the entire world for what you should be or what your spouse should be. None. It would be two blank slates getting married, creating this sexual relationship together. No comparison, no poor self-image. Every time you got married and had sex, that's the best sex of your life because that's it. The rules that God created are there for our enjoyment. They make life more enjoyable, more pleasurable, less problems, less of a mess when we actually keep God's commands, when we keep his laws. It's just like baseball. Everything's better because of the rules. Don't fall for the lie that Satan originally told in the garden that breaking the rules equals fun. It's the opposite.